What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a tier list of some of the very best EDC folding knives under $100. Now this is purely my opinion, and the truth is that most of these knives, of which there are 62 of, you can't see them all, they're all kind of down here, but you'll see them as we move them up. Most of them are very, very good. So if you would place them higher, that's perfectly fine. I'm just giving you guys my opinion. Don't take this list too seriously. Legitimately, anything on this list for the most part is really, really good. I will link some of my very favorite, probably legend, and some of the huge W tier down in the description for you guys to check out for yourselves. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex and on TikTok at _metal_complex. There are 62 knives in here. I reached out to you guys in the community tab on YouTube and I asked you to tell me what some of your favorite knives were under $100. You guys gave me a whole bunch. I selected a bunch of those. And then I also mixed in some of my own. Obviously, I can't do every single great knife under $100 because there are way too many. This list would simply go on forever. So if your favorite knife is not on the list, please don't be offended. But if you are, just go ahead and leave a comment down there anyway. Let's start off here with the Petrified Fish Beluga. I like that one. I think it's a great knife. It doesn't absolutely blow my mind like it does other people, but I do think it's great. I'm going to put it under Glad It Exists. You guys probably understand the way that I did on the left there, right? I did include Poo Poo Town, so don't worry. It's back. Moving on here, let's do the Off-Grid Rhino. Kind of the same thing. I'm glad it exists. I think it's a great knife. Not a lot of people know about that knife. It's not hyper expensive, right? The Miguron Carix, it's fine. There were a bunch of people that brought that one up, and there were some people are just super duper excited about that knife. But I think it's just fine. A lot of this is preference in design, right? How good it feels in hand. Value certainly is something that goes into it for me, but it's just kind of that gut feeling like, oh yeah, I really like this. Boker Kalashnikov, that is still admittedly like one of the best side opening automatic knives that you can get in the budget world, but as an EDC itself, it's just kind of okay. It's whatever. Same thing for me, honestly, with the Civivi Elementum, and I know that's good. I do prefer it a little bit more, though. I'm going to be fair. I prefer it a bit more, I think, than the Boker Kalashnikov. It's fine. It's not the most, a lot of people consider it to be one of the greatest budget EDC folding knives of all time. It's not really there for me, but yeah, it's good. I believe this is the Badlands Vagabond. If you see me looking down, it's because I have a cheat sheet for the ones that I might forget. I'm going to put that under Glad It Exists. I did not include knives that had more than one blade. These are all folding knives. And I did not include knives that have alternate blade steels over their base. So just for example here, I know people are going to point out that's the Knife Center S35VN version, which I was really surprised about. That was under $100, right? We're just, regardless of which version you're seeing in the hopper down here, it's just they represent the base version of the knife. I just touched the mic. Sorry about that. If you're wearing headphones and it exploded in your ears. I think this is the Civivi Imperium. I actually do like that one a lot, but I'd be lying if I was going to rank it higher than Glad It Exists. Bunch of Civivis in a row here. The Altus, at one point, I'm pretty sure that's the Altus. I know you can't see them all. It's just kind of how they download from Knife Center. But the Altus they used to be mind-blowing. Oh my gosh, it was right when the button lock trend was kind of taken off and Civivi was jumping on board there. I would have put that in huge win. Never was it legend status, but definitely under Glad It Exists. Let's actually put, I'm going to skip over here and not do the next one in the group. I want to find one that is a huge win, and I'm going to put the Kaiser Brat. And I'll tell you why. Specifically for me, that is one of the only integral knives in the budget. I'm not budget territory, but under $100, right? For me, under 75 is budget, but I included up to 100 so we could kind of spread this list out from what I normally do. The Kaiser Brat is a huge win because it is an integral, and it's in, to my knowledge, 154 cm at $89. Is it $89? That is ridiculous just in terms of value and cool factor, right? I understand I'm being a little bit gray with the criteria here, and that's on purpose so that the YouTube comment section scholars don't completely dissect this into oblivion and take it way too seriously. I know you guys are already doing that, but yeah, me personally, the Kaiser Brat, that is a huge win. I'm also going to put... Nope. You know what? Let's do the Kaiser Sheepdog is also a huge win, and that includes all variations. I understand that is a button lock. All of the Kaiser Sheepdog knives are huge wins, but specifically the ones that are non-flipper and have the little hole in the blade. Gosh, I love those so much. Ontario Rat, it's fine. And by extension, the Rat 2 is also fine. Somebody mentioned, they're like, can you not include those? Can you just let them die? and I was like, no, I have to put them up here. People get upset with me, right? Is this the Kaiser Justice? Yeah, I'm glad that one exists. It's a nice full-size knife. You know, not full-size, actually bigger than full-size is what I'd call it. We don't see too many knives that are that size at this territory. But there are some. There's some great ones. And I'll tell you what. I'm going to put... Yeah. So this is the Formax Lite. And it is very rare that you get something under $100 that is a folding knife that is as capable as some of the Cold Steel stuff. And I like to, you know, joke around with the hardcore Cold Steel fanboys because they're just... They're so like wrapped up in that marketing that they forget that there's not a lot that will actually push the Triad Lock to its limits within reasonable use of a pocket knife. It's like they carry it around in the hopes that there'll be a redwood tree to chop down or a bomb shelter door to pry off just so they have a reason to carry something like this. But the truth is, the Triad Lock is really impressive, and it is much more impressive on a knife that is going to get the crap beat out of it, right? I mean, honestly, who cares about the blade steel on these things? What are they, AUS 10, something like that? Honestly, who cares? If you really need a folding knife that you can beat the crap out of, there's no contest. Cold Steel has it, and if the blade's going to get chewed up anyway, it hardly matters, right? I know some people will argue with me there, but we'll come back to this. I got some more of those Cold Steels in there. There's one that I like much better. The Sokoke. The Civivi Sokoke, that's a Ray Laconico design. There's something about that knife that is so crisp and so pure and so perfect. It's nothing spectacular in terms of the locking system. It's in terms of materials, in terms of, you know, it's a design or a combination of things that we've seen before, but it is such a, for some reason, that knife really resonates with me. And there's a lot of this is X factor. It's really hard for me to describe, but I know you guys know what I'm talking about. When you find that knife, when you find a knife that really resonates with you, you can't help but explain why you like it more than others. I think that's an excellent value. I like the blade steel, I like the size, compact nature, I like the grip. It's very open ergonomically. Really like that one. Baby Banter. I'm glad it exists. I really only carry the Baby Banter when I need to carry a super teeny tiny knife or when I'm traveling, just so I don't have to worry about, you know, laws and things like that between states. The Penguin and the Parrot are both going to go in huge win, simply because some of these are ranked for different reasons. Those two are excellent designs and they're great, right? A lot of people might say they're kind of boring. Value-wise, though, that really is bumping them up there. The value on those things is off the charts, especially the Parrot. I'm pretty sure you can still get the Parrot for $28. Oh my gosh, it's unreal. What about Poo Poo Town? Yeah, you guys knew the Open L was going in there. I hate it. Sorry. But the Open L, but the Heritage, oh, it's only $10. I hate it. I hate it. That's what it sounds like. Anybody trying to make a case for the Open L, right? I cannot be bothered. I hate that knife, and I know that it's fine, and a lot of people like it, but God, it's just everything I love about pocket knives, that is the opposite. That is the Antichrist to me. I just absolutely despise that knife. I don't like it at all. But if you like it, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to have to use my cheat sheet here. Oh, yeah, that's the Serene. The Sencut Serene is definitely one of the better value button locks out there. I like that one. It's a little bit boring, but it's very cool. I find the Saxy to be kind of the same thing. And I like the Crowley a little bit better, and I think that that's probably the most interesting. Where is the Crowley? Crowley? Where are you, Crowley? I don't know. We might have to come back to it. I know that it's in here. Let's go Civivi Praxis. Honestly, I think the reason that I'm putting the Praxis in huge win, because a lot of people would say, like, some of these knives are way more interesting. The Praxis just has that nostalgic, like, for me, the praxis was like, oh my gosh, we can get these knives for this price. Like, this is such an excellent knife. That was back when like Civivi was kind of new to me, and I was blown away. It's kind of like how I feel about the Miguron Moyarl now, which I truly think is absolutely excellent. If I can find it right off the bat, I will tell you guys exactly how much I like it. But you know what? For the time being, let's talk about the leak. And I waited a long time to rank this one because I knew that people would get really upset with my ranking, and I'm going to put it under meh because I have just never really liked it. I know that it's a fine EDC, and a lot of people love it and have carried it for years and years and years and years. It just didn't resonate with me. I think it's fine. It's not. I mean, it's definitely better than Poo Poo Town. I'll tell you that much. But it's nothing too special in my book. Kershaw Blur. I like that one a lot more. I would be lying if I said it was a huge win, but again, that's kind of its ranking as high as it is because I have this nostalgic sort of feeling about it, right? Same thing that a lot of people feel about the leak, but I kind of started, in terms of Kershaw knives, I started with the Blur, so that's kind of where I'm at with that. The Honey Badger. It's fine. It's okay. It's not, I mean, it used to be like, oh my gosh, the Honey Badger. It's like everybody has to have, I feel like there's a huge population of people who all have that knife because that was like everybody was talking about it and we were like, hey, I guess I gotta buy it, right? Like, I feel like everybody has a Honey Badger that like watched YouTube around a certain time. The Towser K. A lot of people would put the Towser K in huge win. Do I want to put it there? I'm going to put it in Glad It Exists. It's really good. It has incredible action because of that special pivot. It's like a closed off bear. I can't remember what's special about the Towser K, but it is really good. It's also got rich light scales, which are truthfully nothing special, but they are really good. Let's do the SRK is also a huge win. And again, people are going to be like, oh my gosh, it's only 8CR 13 MOV. He's going to put an 8CR 13 MOV steel knife in huge win. Not because of the steel. The SRK is ambidextrous, ridiculously durable, and still manages to not be an absolutely massive pocket knife. That one is going up there specifically because it is so unbelievably versatile. If you're looking for like an ultimate apocalypse beater folding knife, right? Fixed blade communities, though. Well, you just get a fixed blade for the apocalypse. I've lived through the apocalypse, and the fixed blade turns out to be the best tool. Shut up. If you really want that apocalypse level folding knife, dripping with sarcasm there. But seriously, I mean, that thing, those cold steel triad-locks are going to outlast under abusive, settings. The triad-lock knives are going to outlast almost everything. The Naf's Lander is fine. I like Ben. I don't want to rank it high just because I like him. I think it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's better than meh. I enjoy it. I think it's really cool. You can swap out all the scales. It's a great size, right? It's fine. The Talisman. It's also fine. I don't like it. I think it's really cool. It's a great value knife. But I just like it. Just exists in the shadow of the Moyarl, which I'm realizing might not actually be on this list. There was a couple. Oh no, it's right there. Yeah, the Moyarl is definitely legend. That thing is off the charts in terms of materials and value, and especially execution. It is one of the nicest knives that you will find for the money. It has a titanium pocket clip. That is an absolutely gorgeous knife. And I would also put the budget version of the did I say Moyarl? It's the Valona. I might be saying Moyarl. I can't remember what I said. The Valona and the smaller Valona that are not the premium ones. The premium M391s had a super soft heat treat on them, and I wasn't super impressed with that. But the budget versions, right? Obviously, that would outprice it for this tier list. The budget versions, large and small, are definitely legendary budget knives. They are so good. Let's go ahead and get another legend out of the way. You guys know what's going up there. The Vision FG. Perhaps the greatest knife ever under $100. And I mean that. I knew last year, I was like, it's going to be so long for something to really outclass this thing. If you don't own that Vision FG yet, you're like, I don't know if I like holes. Well, get over it. It's the Vision FG is way too good. And listen, I'm being funny here, but somebody will eventually make scales that don't have holes in them. There's probably already some out there, right? I mean, heck, you could make it yourself probably, but the Vision FG is just way too good. It's got an incredibly strong lock. I mean, it might not be quite the same as the Triad lock, but it is ridiculously strong. It's got a great blade steel Nitro V. It's ambidextrous. It's super easy to manipulate because the lock's on the spine and is spring-loaded. Incredible. Kershaw Iridium is also a huge win. I love that design. I love that size. I love the aluminum. I don't really care that it's D2. Is that what it is? D2? Whatever. Axis lock on that thing is great. That is one of Kershaw's best budget knives that they've made in a long time. I'm also going to put the Pyrite up there. I just love the simplicity of that one. It's one of my favorite budget button locks ever. It's one of the best budget button locks ever. I think also the Echo I can put up there in huge win for sure. Is this the Pilar? I used to really, really love that one, and it's gotten to the point where it's just fine. And, you know, maybe I'm going to put that under glad it exists. I do like the ergonomic profile of that one a lot. This glad it exists one is going to be really, really high. Let's do the Ruwaiki P801 is also just kind of fine. Yeah. Oh, what's going to make people mad? Let's do the Dragonfly is a meh for me, and I know that's it. I feel like I'm going to lose subscribers for the meh category. It's not going to be the poo-poo town category. Listen, I'm not going to put things in categories just to make you guys feel good. I'm not going to appease your feelings. You guys subscribe to me because I tell you what I think, right? You don't have to agree with me. So I'm like begging people to respect me for hating things that they love. You respect me. Okay, let's see here. What else would I put in that category? You know, the Begleiter, I think I used to like it, and anymore I look at that, I'm like, man, that thing is just so outclassed. Same with the Cutjack. Yeah, these just don't, they're just not great. The only reason the P801 and the Tal, these just feel like better value, right? I mean, they just feel like vastly upgraded to me. What is this? One of these is the Endura and one is the Indela. I'm going to put them both under fine. I can't remember which is which. In fact, I thought I had a blue one in there, but I guess not. These are fine. They're okay. I like them a little better than some of the other Spydercos. I would also put the Tenacious under fine. The budget Spyderco that I would put higher would be the Polestar. I think the design is better, the look is better, and I also like the steel, which is BD1 or BD1N. I like the balance of that steel a little better. VG10 is actually fine, and I think VG10, I actually like it more than the BD1, and I think it's actually honestly got a better balance. But I don't like these designs as much. I feel like I'm getting a knife that clicks with me a little better with the Polestar. Trying to elaborate a little bit here. The Prado is definitely a huge win. That is everything that the Hectare should have been, right? Which is also just fine. It's not great. They just need a thumb stud version of it, right? And I think they actually do. Once they put a thumb stud on this thing, it's the bug out, like 100%. This knife would have been amazing, perhaps legend, if that hole was in the right place in the closed position. But it is such a huge bummer that they didn't allow perfect access to it. It really just bothers me like crazy. Another knife that I am going to put under legend, and it's because it's my favorite triad lock knife outside of the American Lawman, which sadly is no longer under $100, and it's the AD10 Light. That is the perfect combination of size, strength, materials. I think that one's AUS 10. It might be 8CR13, but that's a Demco design. That's the guy who designed the triad lock, right? Along with, I believe, the SRK, the 4MAX, and the AD15, which is also down there. This knife, I love it. So I love that knife so much. I love the premium version of it the most. I have a premium one actually right here in S35 yen and titanium from Original Goat Skills, which are linked in the description. But that is unbelievable balance of durability, capability, and carryability. I think that's probably the easiest one of the bunch to carry. And you could buy that knife and it will probably last 100 years. It is ridiculous. It is up there in legend for a completely different reason than the Migron Valona, and the Vision FG for sure. The Lightning OTF, I am definitely glad that thing still exists. It is ridiculously cheap. It's 440C, but it is an unbelievably reliable OTF. It's like the Glock of the knife world. Those things will go and go and go and last and last and last, and they are $35. If you don't have a Lightning OTF, or you've never bought an OTF and you don't want to immediately drop $200 on a Microtech or $300 on a Microtech, you can't get a Microtech for $200 anymore. But yeah, Lightning OTF, like that's the way to go. The Fossil. I hate that knife. You guys, somebody brought that up. It's fine. I get it's. The blade steel's bad. It literally looks like a turd. I mean, I know people are like, no, it's supposed to be like a Fossil. No, it looks like poop, man. It looks like somebody took a crap on a knife with a steel handle, and they're like, yeah, just left it there. I don't like that knife. I don't like that design at all. I like CRKT as a brand. Man, I don't like that knife. I put it in there. I realize that some of these I'm going to have in there just so I can fill out this area. Here's another one that's going to get a lot of people to unsubscribe. The Buck 110. Boy, you know, if I had literally all day to deploy my knife before I picked my fingernails with it, you know, during the Civil War, yeah, then I would love the Buck 110. But I don't have all day to deploy my knife with two hands. I'm not that old, and knives have evolved dramatically since then. That knife doesn't have a pocket clip. Now, for people who just love to carry traditional knives and are part of the Buck 110 cult and just absolutely worship that thing, here's the thing with any of this, despite all my sarcasm, right? If you don't pick up on that, I'm being sarcastic. It really pisses Reddit off. But if you like it, just you don't need my permission to like it, right? We can disagree on this stuff and still be friends, right? But I'm not going to lie and pretend that the legacy and the heritage and all that means anything to me. I don't like the Buck 110. I would never carry that knife unless it was the only knife left on Earth, in which case it's probably a pretty good tool. In fact, I know that it's a good tool. I just don't like it. The AD-15 with a Scorpion lock is also a huge win. That's the light version. The only thing that's keeping it from Legend is the awkwardness of manipulating that lock. That is legitimately it. It's just a little bit weird. That's the one that I feel like is most likely to cut you on accident. The Migron Moyarl crossbar lock, and honestly the liner lock version of it and all that, is also going to go up there in Legend. And the only thing that is bothersome about that, especially with a crossbar lock version, which is an ambidextrous locking system, is that it doesn't have a lefty mountable position for the pocket clip, which is just stupid. Migron, wake up, guys. You got an ambidextrous locking system. It's easily one of the best budget knives on the market. What is that thing? $48? 14C28N Contour G10 or micarta. You can even get a PVD coating on the thing. It comes with a titanium pocket clip. Has ergonomics that are similar to the Shaman. It's just a better looking knife. Wonderfully easy to manipulate. If you don't like the crossbar lock, buy the liner lock version. Such a good knife. Incredible knife. Wonderful EDC knife. Just let left-handed people enjoy it. Like, come on now. I'm a right-handed person, right? So I don't have to deal with that. But lefties, I'm sure, would love to carry it the right way. Kaiser Pinkerton Escort is also, this is an unsung huge win. I love that knife. That is so cool. Aluminum, is it 154 cm? Hugely underrated knife. I'm glad you guys pointed that one out. The CJRB Frac, I'm glad that one, I'm not like in love with it, but I am glad, oh good, it's expanding those. I'm glad it exists because it's a nice larger budget option for a lot of people. Also going to put the Vosteed, I could easily put, you know what? The Vosteed Raccoon is also Legend. That's ambidextrous perfection. If you're a lefty and you're like, man, I really want the Moyarl, right? The Vosteed Raccoon is the way to go. They should do a modded version of that. Vosteed should do a version of that with the hole in it. Because it's got an excellent pocket clip. It's got beautiful ergonomics. Very easy to manipulate. 14C28N. Wonderful value. Doesn't have a titanium clip, but admittedly, I think their stamped clip is about the most perfect pocket clip that you can get on the market. You can sound off in the comments if you agree with me. Or you cannot. That's also fine. What is this one? The Grind. I love the Vosteed grind, and I think that's a huge win just because it's so rare to get a pocket knife with a Scandi grind on it. There's another one that's by Real Steel, and I like that. It's a bigger option, but the Scandi grind on that thing alone. On top of that, it's great materials. It's ambidextrous. I really like that one a lot. The downside is that Scandi grind's kind of hard to keep maintained at maximum there. The Remet Rhino. I'm surprised you guys wanted to see that one on the list. I'm glad that, you know what? It's fine. It's a good knife. No, I'm going to put it in glad it exists because it is the button lock version, I think, is a liner. It's a button operated liner lock. And that's the newest one, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the Crowley? This is the Crowley. That one's going in huge win. I think that one's a lot better. Then it's a lot more interesting, and it's got a better ergonomic profile. It's like the best, it's like a perfect combination of these two here, the Saxy and the Serene, with an elongated blade. These two are 9CR 18 MOV. This one's D2, which I think 9CR 18 MOV is the equivalent of 440B. I'd rather have D2 than 440B, personally. The Conspirator is a huge win. That is... the only reason that one's so overlooked is because it's so much more expensive than some of these other options. But it also has a really, really cool profile, and I love the little fuller in it. I also love the Chevalier. And I don't like it as much. The name of the game with the ones at the top is versatility, right? It's a perfect combination of versatility, value, durability, right? Ease of manipulation. Or in the case of the Valona, just incredible execution for the money. Like that one's like way off the charts in terms of value. And on the other end of the teeter-totter, we have less premium materials, but the durability is just off the charts, right? These are kind of in between. Man, I'm considering because technically this is still an ambidextrous design. I think the best, like the most satisfying button lock out there under $100, the coolest one is probably the Chevalier. Like if you just absolutely have to have a button lock, I love that one, and that blade shape is absolutely perfect. The Nightshade is fine. It's fine. It's cool. I know you can get some really cool ones, like some LMAX versions of it under $100, and that's pretty cool. Is that the Stinger? I'm also glad that one exists. It doesn't absolutely blow me away, but I do like it a little more than stuff like this. And then finally, the Kaiser Dropper I also think is a huge win because it is ambidextrous, right? It's got a good base blade steel. I think it's 154 cm, aluminum, right? There's a bunch of different versions of it. You can get a bunch of different ones. I feel pretty confident in this. I feel like if I went back and redid it, I might change a few here and there. But I can tell you what I'm absolutely certain of is everything that I've put in Legend. I really feel that way. I also feel very, very good about the huge win category. And realistically, if you're wondering, like, which knives would you recommend like above and beyond to anybody looking for a new pocket knife? Absolutely, without hesitation. Everything from huge win up. If somebody came up to me and said, I've made a choice and here's what I made, and it landed anywhere from meh to glad it exists, I would say, I think you made a good choice, right? Now, if somebody came up to me and said, hey, I bought this, what do you think? I would say, I hate that. You made a bad choice. You change it right now. I'll pay for you to change it. I'm kidding. You can like whatever you like. I just like stirring the pot a little bit. I'm really glad that you guys wanted me to do this. It takes a little bit to put together, but I don't think I'm going to have to edit this because of my cheat sheet, so that's great. Please let me know what you agree with and what you don't agree with down in the comments. I don't think I have to tell you guys that. Like I said, some of my absolute favorites, definitely Legend here, will be linked right down in the description, and some of my favorites from Huge Win will also be down there as well, so check those out. That's going to be pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.